Hey, Freedom and Liberation community. I am Shaquita, and welcome or welcome back to another video. So, in today's video, we will be talking about it is bigger than you. Yes, it's bigger than you. The calling, the purpose, the plan that God has for you is so much bigger than you. It is so much bigger than you. And that takes me to Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. And this is when God told Jeremiah, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." Yeah, so God was telling Jeremiah, I formed you. I knew you. I set you apart and I appointed you. In the same way, God is saying to you, He formed you. He knew you. He set you apart and He appointed you. So it is so much bigger than you. He did it. So of course it's so much bigger than us. So yes, it is bigger than you. So this young man Jeremiah, he was young and he lacked confidence at the time, but God encouraged him and God was with him every step of the way. Jeremiah needed to realize that his purpose, his plan, and the calling that God had placed on him was so much bigger than him, meaning it was so much bigger than his insecurities or in his inadequacies. So in the same way, God plan, purpose, and calling for us is so much bigger than us. And it's so much bigger than our insecurities or what we might think or what we think we might lack. It's so much bigger than that. It's bigger than inadequacies, any insecurities, any low confidence, anything. Jeremiah had to realize that God was with him, God was encouraging him, and God was leading him. So whatever it was, God had him because God made it happen. God set him apart. So in the same way, God has called us from the womb. God has formed us as His servant. And we're not just talking about preachers, teachers, apostles, or none of that, just fivefold. No, that's just not it. In every arena, whatever career you in, you are God's servants. So yes, it's God who equipped you. It's God who called you. God is the one who did it, and He has did it before we was even formed in our mother's womb. He already knew what we were predestined to do. So we want to walk in that calling, in that purpose, and in that plan that God predestined for us before we was formed in our mother's womb. So it is bigger than us. It's bigger than insecurities. It's bigger than what we think. So we have whatever God is telling us to do, we have to do it. Do it afraid, do it scared, do it nervous. Whatever it is, God has equipped us. He has formed us. He will be with us. He is encouraging us. God will lead us if we can take His hand and He can lead us every step of the way if we allow Him to. So take God's hand and allow Him to lead and guide you in this thing that is so much bigger than you, because it's through God that you have it and can do it. So you have to do it with God, not in your own strength. God's strength is what we need. So, and God is our strength. And we have been called by His grace. Okay? We have been called by God's grace, and God's grace is sufficient. So, yes, His grace has called us. So we have to let Him lead us. We have to let go and let God. I know we hear that all the time, but we really have to let go and let God. We have to let go of control. We have to let go of those things that we think we can control. Like, it's so much bigger than us. So how can we control it? You cannot control something that is so much bigger than you. I cannot control anything that is so much bigger than me. So yes, let go and let God. Let go of that control. Do it scared. Do it nervous. Do that thing God is telling you to do. If I'm here on YouTube doing it, you can Do whatever He is telling you to do. It doesn't matter about your insecurities or your inadequacies, because guess who's bigger? God is. He's bigger than all of that. So, yes, allow Him to lead you and guide you every step of the way. Allow God to encourage you. Allow the Word of God to encourage you. Be not dismayed. Be bold. Be courageous. Do it big because we serve a big God. God is so big and His grace is sufficient. His strength is made perfect in our weakness, in our insecurities. If we give it to God and we let go, and we let go of control, God will strengthen us every step of the way. So yes, surrender it to God. Say yes to everything God is telling you to do. Say yes to everything that God has predestined for you. It's not just one yes, it's continuous yeses. Whatever God is telling you to do, say yes. Surrender. Pray. Say yes. Do it all. Do it afraid. Do it scared. Just know that God is with you and take God's hand along the way. Let Him guide you along the way. Trust God. Trust God through the process. Trust God through the surrender. Trust God through the walk of faith. Remember, we're standing on faith and we want to walk in freedom and liberation. And we want to walk into everything that God has predestined for us because He formed us. He made us. He set us apart. He called us. He appointed us. And He is strengthening us. So, and equipping us. So, do it anyway. Do it scared. Yes, it's bigger than you, but do it anyway. Surrender to God. Whatever He's telling you to do, step into it. Step into it. Pray. Ask God to lead you and guide you because His timing is perfect. And do it. Whatever God is telling you to do, do it. And I'm going to leave you with Psalms 139, verses 13 through 16 in the NIV. For you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place. When I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in the book before one of them came to be. So yes, remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made to do everything that God predestined for you to do. Yes, it is big. Yes, it may be scary, but surrender and do it anyway. Walk in freedom and liberation. Walk into everything God has predestined for you. All right? Have a blessed day.